Xi Jinping's new DF-27 ballistic missile is being described as a major long-range weapon that could potentially place American territory within China's reach. China's DF-27 missile reportedly has the range to threaten U.S. military locations in Guam and potentially reach Hawaii during a wider Pacific conflict. Beijing is showcasing a new and lethal military combination that reportedly remains unmatched by any other country in the world. China has reportedly combined hypersonic glide vehicles with air-to-air missiles, marking a major breakthrough in long-range aerial warfare capabilities. China has reportedly developed hypersonic glide vehicles, or HGVs, capable of launching air-to-air weapons during high-speed flight. Such a capability could pose a threat to high-value airborne targets, including command and control aircraft operating thousands of kilometers from China. The reported breakthrough is part of Beijing's wider effort to adapt its large missile arsenal for nearly every major military mission. China has also reportedly added air-to-air capabilities to certain hypersonic cruise missiles, expanding their potential role beyond ground strikes. The People's Liberation Army has additionally integrated anti-ship functions into several missile types, according to a report by the Straits Times. A hypersonic glide vehicle launched from a DF-17 missile could reportedly travel about 2,414 kilometers at high speed. That distance falls just short of Guam, a major U.S. military hub in the Western Pacific. China's DF-27 missile reportedly has a maximum range of around 8,000 kilometers, potentially placing Hawaii within its reach. No other country is publicly known to operate a weapon combining a hypersonic glide vehicle with air-to-air missiles. Beijing now possesses more than 3,150 ballistic missiles, according to U.S. Pentagon estimates. These emerging weapons could threaten the aircraft that support and sustain U.S. combat operations across the Indo-Pacific region. However, striking a fast-moving aircraft with a weapon launched on a ballistic missile trajectory presents major technical challenges. Long flight times could make it difficult for hypersonic air-to-air weapons to maintain accurate target tracking and guidance. Their use could also raise the risk that an adversary mistakes a conventional missile launch for a nuclear attack. China's missile push comes as the United States races to develop and field its own long-range air-to-air weapons. The U.S. Navy has revealed the AIM-424 Malice, a new very long-range air-to-air missile designed for advanced aerial combat. The Navy said the AIM-424 would increase the range, lethality, and survivability of U.S. fighters against advanced airborne threats. The missile has a stated range of more than 250 nautical miles, giving it a reach of over 463 kilometers. AIM-424 Malice technical details. Type: very long-range air-to-air missile designed for combat at extreme distances. Developer: Raytheon is developing the AIM-424 for the U.S. military. Stated range: more than 250 nautical miles, or over 463 kilometers. Aircraft: designed for the F-18EF and F-35C fighter aircraft. Role: built for long-range air combat and beyond visual range engagements. Design focus: prioritizes range, lethality, and survivability against advanced threats. Targeting: designed to engage advanced airborne threats from long distances. China's PL-17 is considered a comparable very long-range missile. PL-17 estimated range: open source estimates put its range at around 500 kilometers. The reported range places the AIM-424 behind China's PL-17, which is estimated to have a reach of around 500 kilometers. The weapon is intended to help U.S. fighters engage advanced threats before they can enter their own effective missile engagement ranges. Experts said the missile's development reflects growing U.S. concerns over China's expanding long-range air combat capabilities. The AIM-424 supports a first look, first shot, first kill approach designed for increasingly contested airspace. Russia's R-37 also provides long-range engagement capability and can benefit from the high speed of interceptor aircraft carrying it. The AIM-424 could help narrow the range gap as increasingly advanced sensors make long-range aerial engagements more demanding. Iran's parliament speaker dismissed U.S. threats to punish Tehran's trade partners, saying the warnings would not force countries to abandon Iran. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said Iran's trading partners had privately assured Tehran that they would not be deterred by Washington sanctions threats. Ghalibaf claimed the US economy had already suffered from more than 6 months of pressure against Iran and could not sustain further restrictions. Mohammed Bagher Ghalibaf said, and I quote, "Americans know that no one buys their bombast. The United States is not in an economic position to further restrict its relations with other countries. Iran's trading partners, both in the media and through messages sent to us, have made it clear that they don't take these statements into account anywhere." Unquote. Iranian government spokesperson Fatma Mohajerani acknowledged that the latest economic pressure was creating serious difficulties inside the country. Mohajerani said the government and President Masoud Pezeshkian would guide Iran through the latest round of economic pressure. She said Tehran would rely on what she described as wisdom and resolve, while maintaining national unity against US pressure.
They have made every effort during this period. They have tried to test the resolve of the Iranian people and the country's officials, and they have failed every time. Apparently, they have now decided to try another failure. We have long been expecting these days and were well aware of the plans they had. The government has a 2-year plan and is fully prepared and has been prepared for these developments. The people have genuinely suffered a great deal. We fully understand that. We fully understand the inflation that has been imposed on the people and the measures they have taken since last year. It is not at all the case that we say these actions have had no impact. We see ourselves as sharing the people's hardship, and we understand what inflation means. We understand what currency pressure means. We understand what shortages mean. But the government's entire effort has been to prevent their desperate attempts to cut off our financial and trade lifelines. Naturally, they want to wage economic terrorism against us, and we have our own tools as well. We know how to play this game. This time, they should not think our response will be purely defensive and that we will only defend ourselves. They should also expect us to go on the offensive. The era of a unipolar world is over. As you have seen, 2 of the world's major countries rejected these new sanctions and this new plan, and refused to go along with them. We are almost certain that many other countries, whether officially or unofficially, will also refuse to accept them, and, God willing, they will fail.
Today, at President Trump's direction, the United States Treasury has begun Operation Economic Outcast, an unprecedented campaign against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its enablers. In the Second World War, D-Day marked the historic beginning of a campaign with our allies to target and drive the enemy from its positions, including those in third countries. Today, in that same spirit, we are launching an economic onslaught against Iran's financial connections around the globe. Our objective is to sever every economic lifeline that sustains this tyrannical regime until Tehran stands alone. Iran's fanatics devote themselves to death to America and seek nuclear weapons to do just that. They have murdered and maimed more of our citizens and service members than any other terrorist regime on earth. And they have been at war against America, their neighbors in the Gulf, and much of the world for 47 years. President Trump has taken action that his predecessors have long deferred. And under his leadership, America is no longer managing the Iranian threat. We are ending it. Our great armed forces have laid the groundwork for achieving the President's objective of preventing Iran from ever obtaining nuclear weapons. They have shown America's resolve to finally end this threat. And the strength of America's economy under President Trump allows us to wage this sustained financial operation alongside the might of our military. Iran now faces a very clear choice with only 2 paths before them: complete global isolation and a subsistence economy, or a path back to normalcy with an opportunity to rejoin the global economy. Today, we are launching Operation Economic Outcast to foreclose every other option available to the Iranian regime. Treasury has mapped every node, every facilitator, and every network that Iran has used to smuggle oil and evade sanctions. Beginning today, the actions of Treasury and other agencies will tighten the noose and block every potential source of revenue that funds the IRGC and the evil Iranian regime. We are enforcing a zero leakage approach. There will be no minimal breathing space for the regime to rebuild its capacity to inflict terror against America and the world.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.